It takes a village.
The person who inspired me the most would be my grandmother. And from the perspective of looking as the influence or the inspiration being positive, it was probably the opposite. It was more negative. She was a very hateful and demeaning and judgmental person, and from that, it inspired me to want to change my stars, to want to be different, to change my life, and not just my life, my children's life, and generationally for the future of my family and our name. I wanted it to be different than what my family heritage stated. So from her, she derived that inspiration.
I am who I am today because of my father. He is a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. I'm a victim of rape. I'm a victim of drug addiction. I am who I am because he helped me make it through my addiction as he was going through fighting his addiction. I am who I am because together with my support system, we were stronger together than we were apart. And I've learned that together with a good support system, we can make it through anything.
The person that inspired me to be who I am today is my Pastor Robin Sipe. I came from a house, where I got everything I wanted as a kid, but I didn't know love because my mama didn't know how to affectionately show love. I started doing drugs. I got into homosexual activity. I was broken. I was abused. I had been molested. I just was looking for living things among dead. And I met Pastor Robin, and she introduced me to Jesus. She showed me that despite of anything that you're going through, you can always turn out to be a positive person despite any circumstances. She showed me true love. And I'm forever grateful for that, because without her, I probably would be overdosed somewhere in prison, just a miserable life. But I'm here, I'm surviving, I'm living, and I thank God.
The person who inspired me would be my dad. My dad showed me, he showed me a lot of things, because I was on the wrong path. I was doing I was lying. I lied for years, for months, for everything. My dad, he showed me that family comes before anything and everything, that you have to be strong, you have to love one another, and do anything for each other. And without my dad showing me this, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be doing the things I do today. And my dad, he loved me even when I lied to him, when I did bad things to him, and when I yelled at him. He always loved me through it. And for that, I owe him everything. He's the greatest person, greatest man. I hope one day that I find somebody exactly like him. He's a great guy, and I owe him everything.
Okay, the person who influenced me the most in my life is my mom. She and my father went through kind of difficult stage, and she taught me how to be strong, and she taught me to always go after what your heart wants, and just don't let anybody get in the way. She's been a great person in my life, and I wouldn't be who I am today without her, because she's always been there for me, and she always will be, and I just love her, and she's been an amazing role model in my life. I can't thank her enough.
I would say the people that influenced me most in my life, I would say my grandmother is the greatest inspiration to me, but I also have to thank my dad. I grew up in a Christian home. My dad was a minister. My dad taught me all my church and do right, but I mean, I got to be a teenager. I did lots of wrong things. I felt bad about it, and through all of that, I lied to my dad, and my mom. She would always just like couldn't believe that I would ever do anything wrong, and she, you know, but dad was pretty harsh, and so I'd go to my grandmother who would. You know, she was always kind to me, and she would, you know, just, even no matter what I've done, she'd always just say, you need to trust in God, and you need to do what's right. And so I felt bad about what I'd done, and I'll have to say, because of my grandmother and what she taught me to do, God brought me back, and even though I was doing wrong, I'm doing better now. But I would say Grandma was my greatest inspiration, because she influenced me stay in the right path, and I love her for it. Always will. She's 93 years old today.
There are two people who inspired me the most, and that would be my grandmother, Mama Della, and my sister Lee. I had a very, very rough childhood. I was molested by 3 different family members and suffered from self-esteem issues. I was very suicidal. Just didn't want to live. And my grandmother taught me just how to be strong, how to love myself, how to love family. She taught me the true meaning of forgiveness, not to hold on to the pain or the shame, the guilt from what happened, because it wasn't my fault. As a young adult, I got married at a young age 20, and I was in an abusive marriage for 10 years. My ex-husband was very abusive physically, verbally, emotionally, and sometimes sexually. My sister was instrumental in helping me to believe in myself, believe that I was worthy of love, and that love started within. And no matter what happened in my past, what was happening then, that I was a great person, I deserved better, and just her love and support just helped me to pick up the pieces and to begin to just live and to just be who I was, because I was always taught to just be a certain way. She taught me how to live in that freedom of who I was and who I am, and to accept it and to embrace it. Now, as an adult, she inspires me daily. She encourages me daily. Recently, I was told that my cancer is back, and my sister encourages me. She supports me. When I don't want to live anymore, when I'm tired of fighting, she shows me the importance of life and living, and not focusing on what my doctors say, not focusing on what's happening in my body or how I'm feeling. But she helps me to just hold on to that peace and the positivity and just the hope of knowing that no matter how much time I may have or may not have, I have this moment. And in this moment, I can be who I am. I can be free. I can be what I want to be, and nothing else matters, because I have this moment. And she just taught me not to focus on the moments I may not have, but to focus on I have life right now, and I can live it abundantly.
The person who influenced me the most in my life would have to be my mom. About a year ago, well, a year and a half ago, I was in a show with the theater department, and there was this man that I trusted with everything. He was a lot older than me, and he was a volunteer. He was really nice to me. He paid a lot of attention to me. And through all that, I got really, really close to him. I was going through a lot during this time. I had tried to kill myself about 5 times up until this point. And I had told him everything. One day we had a cast party, and after the cast party, we left early, and he molested me a lot, and he raped me. And it took me a long time to tell my mom about it. My mom knew. She already knew. She took my phone, and that's how she found out. She was there for me through it all. She held my hand when I went to the doctor for my examination. She held my hand when I talked to the police officers. She sat and cried with me whenever I talked to her about me wanting to kill myself. She's just been one of the most influential people in my life, and I know she's had a hard life too, so I know she can relate to what I've been through. So she's my rock, and she's made me see that bad things happen to good people, but we can't let that stop us from living our life. We need to be alive for it. We don't need to give up.
The person that has influenced me the most throughout my life has to be my mom. When I went through my early teenage years, we didn't have a relationship. I kept to myself. I didn't tell nobody about my feelings. I didn't talk. I just kept it all bottled up inside. And there came a point in time where I didn't know how much more I could take. But then my mom was there, and she's been there with me through it all. She's told me I can accomplish my dreams, and that I can do anything with the strength of the Lord on my side. And my dad's had a hard time because he doesn't really know how to show love, and any time it got rough, my mom always told me that it was going to be okay, that she still loved me, and that no matter what throughout life she would be there for me. And she's pushed me to come to college and accomplish the dreams that I had set for myself, and without her and the Lord I couldn't have done it.
The person that influenced me the most is my mom. My parents got divorced when I was really young because my dad was cheating on my mom, and even though she was going through much, like her mom died and they were getting a divorce, she was always still a great mom. And she's taught me that you don't need a guy, or you don't need really anyone to complete you, that you can be independent and still achieve just as much. I don't really have a relationship with my dad, but my mom takes both roles, and she's just perfect. Like, she went back to school when she was older, like 30-something, and she's just, you can change your life anytime, at any age, it doesn't matter.
Okay. I am who I am today due to my friend Morgan. She passed away in 2007. We were on drugs really, really bad, and I woke up one morning and she was dead beside me. I didn't realize it, and then when I did, I guess it was kind of too late. So from taking that, and then I met my husband Logan, and he turned my life completely around. And when I met him, he turned my life a whole 360. He got me away from drugs, alcohol, partying, everything like that. And he showed me a new life, and there was new ways to live, and there was new ways to make friends, and I didn't have to do all the bad stuff. I could, I was still a good person even when I did the good things. So I just want to thank him for having so much faith in me and pushing me to go forward and to be better than what I was.